Okay, Dylan, so I'm gonna have to make a few videos as I'm calibrating and repairing the machine because there's three or so different calibrations I have to do. So the video would be incredibly long if I didn't. So we're gonna go step by step. The first one to show you is the calibration of the meter, the mixer section, the VU meters, and the stereo program and the outputs as you're going to see on the screen on VU meters to verify that all of the outputs, that the mixer section is working correctly. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm producing 400 hertz here out of my DAW at minus 33.66 dB. The dB doesn't matter. I just have to get the volume right for the level. So it's in microphone input. All the gains are at 0. And you can see that the VU meters, it's the same signal across all the channels. So all the faders are right in that little gray area right in there. You see that little shaded kind of area? That's where the faders should be. So we're in the ballpark on all of these. And then the main fader is down because I'm sending all of the signals to it. So I mean, they pile up. So I wanted to show you the channels are at 0, right? And that is on the machine. And you can see the left and right is also at 0, and you can see as I move the fader up and down, they move together and they are at 0 together. So I just wanted to show you that on the outputs of each of these channels, it's going independently into the DAW, and you can see that channel 1 is at 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that's the left and right. And so what that means is, and you can see as I move the left and right fader, you'll see the left and right move, you see? So what that is the fade, the machine is calibrated to 0, and that's what we're actually seeing is 0 on the output. So the machine, as far as level is concerned, is calibrated. Now I want to quickly show you the frequency response of the channels. That is the EQ. So I'm going to change my my tone generator to pink noise, and that means that's all frequencies at the same level. So when I take a look at a spectrum analyzer for channel 1, for example, there you'll see that all of the, it's a flat signal. That's the pink noise coming through channel 1. So now as I work the EQ here, I'm going to boost the high frequencies, and you'll see that they boost, and then the knob around it is a frequency sweep. So I'm going to sweep the frequencies, and you can see how they sweep. Now these knobs all have to be, I've juiced them and I've cleaned them, but they all need to be cleaned up because what that means is you have to work them. Like it's, these things are old, and these knobs, the pots are impossible to find. So what you do is you just kind of work them back and forth, and that's what I did on them. But it just needs use. It's like a boat. If you're not riding the boat, it just goes bad on its own. It has to be used. So now I increase on the high frequencies on channel 1, and you can see them there, and as I move down, you can see that the frequencies sweep down and the frequencies sweep up, and then when I cut them in the opposite direction, you see it cuts and it moves up and down as I change the frequency. So that's the high frequencies for channel 1. Same channel 1, the mid frequencies are going to be here in the middle, and you see as I kind of wiggle them, just kind of working the knob, you can see that the frequency is there and it slides down as I adjust the frequency. Now I'm going to cut in the opposite direction, and same thing, I'm going to slide up, and you can see that the frequency adjusts, and that's the EQ on channel 1. And then we'll do the low frequency on channel 1, and here I'm boosting, so there's the lowest, and I'm sweeping up, and you can see it moving up in frequency, and now I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to sweep down, and so channel 1 is working. That's the full EQ of channel 1. So I'm going to move between the channels here so that you can see them. Hopefully I can move a little quicker now that you kind of have gotten a sense of what I'm doing. This is channel 2. So channel 2, I'm going to boost, and I'm going to sweep, and you can see it sweeping the frequencies. And now I'm going to cut, and I'm going to sweep back up, and you can see that. Let's do the mids. This is channel 2, sweeping the mid frequencies, sweeping low, and then I'm going to cut, and I'm going to sweep back up. You can see that it's doing what it's supposed to do. And then the low frequencies I'm going to boost, and I'm going to sweep. And you can see it's a little bit dirty. Same thing. I'm just going to work the knob just back and forth, and that I'm going to see. So here's the boost, and now I sweep, and you can see that it's super smooth. It just, these things have to just be worked out. And I'm going to do the cut, but these things will kind of work themselves out, and they're changing frequencies on the low frequency. So this is just a matter of, you'll have to do this all the time. But that's kind of life with the 388 and any old kind of mixer. So that was channel 2. I'm now going to jump on channel 3. This is 3. I'm going to boost the high frequencies, and there it is sweeping. I'm going to cut the high frequencies, and there it is sweeping. And then I'm going to do the mid frequencies. I'm boosting and I'm sweeping, and then I'm going to cut and I'm going to sweep. And then the low frequencies I'm going to boost and I'm going to sweep. See, I'm going to maybe work that knob a little bit there. And now let's try it again. Boost. See, much better. And then I'm going to cut on the low frequencies, and then I'm going to sweep, and you can see that the frequency point is changing. I'm going to move on to channel 4. Try to move quickly here so that this video doesn't get to be 20 minutes long. So this is channel 4. Boost, sweep, cut, sweep, mid boost, sweep, cut, sweep, low frequency, boost, sweep, cut, sweep. Let's go to channel 5. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Boost, sweep, cut, sweep, mid boost, sweep, cut, sweep, low frequency boost, sweep, cut, sweep. So channel 5 is good. Let's do channel 6. Okay, this is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boost on the high frequency, sweep, cut, sweep, mid boost, sweep, cut, sweep, boost, sweep, cut, sweep. Okay, that's channel 6. Let's do channel 7. Boost, sweep, cut, sweep, mid boost, sweep, cut, sweep, low frequency boost, sweep, cut, sweep. Okay, and then let's do channel 8. And just as a note here, the unit had some bad op amps in it that I had to replace because the channels were not working correctly. But now everything is working right, and I'm getting the right frequency response for everything. So let me just, I'm kind of getting it's kind of freezing up here. One sec, I've got a lot going on the computer. I might have to come back to channel 8 here because it seems to be frozen. I'll follow up this video with just the last channel so you can see the frequency response for channel 8.